ハロー。この配信、英語で活動報告をします。So basically, I'm gonna speak in English only about our activity report or last financial year. Okay. These are our characters. This one. No one has name. Please suggest any name. If you want to buy this t-shirt, you can message me. Okay. So I'm gonna start in 5 minutes. Today, I already conducted the activity report session in Japanese, and as some Indian as well as US people are supporting our activity and we are working together. So we decided to conduct the English version for like as a responsibility. Yes. Of course, like you can reach out to me through whatever SNS or you can send DM. Today, basically, I'm gonna share the report, like basically record of the what I got. Ah, okay. Hmm. Yeah, basically, thank you for joining, but I'm not sure whichever you are Japanese or Indian or US or whichever country, but this activity report is basically in English only. Okay. Main internship as well as volunteer said that they want this t-shirt. So yeah, these characters are really cute. One of our director in Japan, he made this character just 2 nights or something like that. You see. And you can buy line stamp. We're selling it. Okay, in 2 minutes. 2 minutes means 2 minutes. No, 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna start. Yeah, basically this activity report is for the activity in India, but the financial report is regarding the Japanese entity we call non-profitable organization NPO Musubite in Japan. Okay, now the one starting Indian Standard Time. Let's start. Thank you for waiting. First of all, sorry, but I know this screen is very small, but I'm gonna update this in our website on the SNS. So please check if you wanna check that. Okay. Okay. Just I have to check this one. Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's start. Okay. So thank you for joining all. And today I gonna share our financial statements and activity level to last financial year. As our financial statements have confirmed, I mean, Japanese entities' financial statements have confirmed. So let me share the activity level. So first, like a message from my end. I'm Kotaro Fukuoka. You can call me Kotaro, CEO of Musubite Foundation. Basically, my purpose, as well as my, how to say, vision, dream, goal, whatever, of my life is to make the world where no one has to give up their own effort due to external reasons. It means that every single person, he or she was born anywhere in the world, he or she is able to make their own effort to pursue their dreams or goals. They don't have to give up because of external reasons. Because like after my graduation, I graduated from University of Tokyo 2014. And after that, I did backpack and traveled all over the world. And during my stay in Guatemala, Central American country, I got along with many people during my studying Spanish that time. And I talked with 11 years girl. She said to me that I want to go to Japan and I want to be a doctor. But simultaneously, exactly at the same time, she shared me that I cannot because I was born here. That's exactly what she said to me. That time I thought like, what hell, like 11 years girl is giving up her dream, just 11 years. And the other day I visited, she invited me to come to her house, hometown villages, and her father explained about the situation in the village. And at that time I realized that if I were born there, I will give up. I would give up. Because I don't, in objective way, I observed that there's no opportunity for making our efforts, no proper education, no proper jobs, and some issues are there. So how we're able to see our dream, how we're able to see the hope. So that time I felt that like on behalf of continuing backpacking, I shall do something for this society, humanity. And I decided to go back to the society and I started this kind of social work, we can say. But the purpose is that giving opportunities for the people who don't have because of external reasons. So this is my work and the activity is all for this work. Yeah, today's agendas is six. So first, I'm gonna share the results of last financial year, and the second organization about us and about myself, and the third, no one shall be able to make an effort due to external circumstances. I'm gonna share the activity level on this mission. And number four, no one shall give up working in social work area. So sometimes people like me maybe face some issue to give up social work. But if that happens, the issue is remaining. No one is there to solve that aside from us. in some areas. So number 4 is this activity. And number 5, no one shall give up supporting social workers. Like we as Musubite Foundation sometimes get donations from the donors. But I do understand sometimes like it's very hard to decide which organization can be reliable or not. I do understand many NGOs like are in corruption as well. Really unfortunately, and I am really sorry as a social worker, but I have to say, as a social worker and as an organization, we are accepting the donation. There are some like not transparent organizations and exactly utilizing for themselves, like for their belongings, not for the social purpose. So I don't want to see the people who shall give up supporting NGOs by lacking mutual trust. So I can explain what it can be. And number 6, financial results announcement, but this is again about Japanese NPO. Okay. Yeah, so at a glance of their last financial results, so first, basic educational opportunities we are providing in rural areas in India. So around 1,080 children are getting the opportunity for them to study today. So aside from our work, zero educational opportunity for them. Literally saying zero opportunity. And we are giving the opportunity. And the second part is 1,000 pieces per month. We are creating children magazine and distributing for free. And for 8 families, home and mushroom cultivation, we are supporting. And for 10 people, creating jobs through English conversation. In details, I can explain later. This is just a class. So, and the 17th school, this is for international education in Japan. There are many high schools and universities. They try to give international education for the students. But sometimes teachers are not able to conduct. Of course, like basically they are in Japan and they are like teaching their subjects only. Yeah. But at the same time, basically I'm staying in India only. So I'm able to share the fact as well as what can be the challenges here and what we are facing as well. And with 27 organizations, we are collaborating as a partner NGO. Like we as a non-profitable organization, there's no reason not to collaborate to solve the issues together. Reasonably saying there's no reason not to collaborate because we are trying to solve for humanity, not for ourselves, not for our sake. So I do believe that we are able to collaborate with anyone under the same purpose. Okay. So let me explain about our organization. First is about Musubite itself. So basically, Musubite founded in Japan first in 2021 during the COVID time. And in India, we're registered as a Musubite Foundation as a name, Musubite Foundation. And Musubite means the holding hand together. So yeah, and this registered last year only. And we've started to accept the donation in both Japan and India. So, and there are some volunteers here, India and Japan as well. And the 20 people are like come and go, of course, for other volunteer, but we are working together. But basically, we are working on ground basis in India. Yeah, so that's why I'm in India. And let me introduce about myself a little bit. So I'm CEO and founder Kotaro. Yeah, Kotaro is my first name. And I was born west side of Japan, 1989. So now it is 34 years old. It is not so much important, but I was born in 1989 and graduated from the Department of Religion and Philosophy in University of Tokyo. So, but not the path, but actually just after my graduation, I traveled all over the world as a backpacker. And that time, as I told about the story of in Guatemalan girl, so I decided to come back to the society and decided to work like this social work. And I came to India in 2018. So as an individual, I start to work for under social purpose. But technically saying, I didn't do anything. Basically, the first thing we shall do is to understand each other. Like, of course, I didn't have any connection. Of course, we can learn from online, whatever, as a knowledge, but we shall make trust with people before implementing whatever, because they have, of course, their own lifestyles, cultures, whatever. They make it important. We shall not bother that, right? So we have to give respect from each other, and we shall have trust. And then we can discuss the issues, whatever we try to solve together, not from our end, but we shall work together. And we are starting. We just started to exact educational work from 2020. So it took 2 years to observe, making trust, and decide what I shall do and what I shall not do to better their things. Okay. Yeah, this is the history. And our vision is to make a world where everyone can dream of tomorrow. And I don't want to share the words because I was born here, because I am here. We shall remove these two words, these two phrases from this earth. Like, of course, in subjective manner, sometimes we tend to utilize this words as a complaining of the current situation, right? But this doesn't mean like that. Objective way, if we can tell to the adults, like, because you were born there, you are not able to make your own effort. You have to give up. This is totally unacceptable for me. For me, like, it's very unfair situation in this human society. I do believe that the human being is the equal at the point of like minimum right. Like we call it human rights, but human rights is very like abstract thing. Like minimum human beings, I mean human rights. The basic things can be the people are able to make their efforts for whatever the dreams or goals they have. Of course, success is always depending on the luck or like timing or whatever, not only belonging to the efforts. But at least the chance of making efforts shall be there. Like starting from, if I want to live, there must be some way to survive. That can be the starting point. But this is the meaning of the vision. And to make the vision true, we have three missions. First is no one has to give up their own efforts due to external reasons. To give opportunities for them is first mission. And second mission is to give opportunity for the people who has to give up on conducting social work because of financial situations, because of family disagreement, or whatever, like isolation. Like social workers, as a social worker, I do understand that sometimes we feel loneliness and depressions because like issues are here. That is the only, of course, that is the reason why we social worker is here, of course. But sometimes like it is too much for individual. So we shall support each other. This is the second mission. And the third mission is that no one has to give up of supporting social activists like us. So I already told that sometimes, of course, including me, actually individually, I'm also donating to some trustful NGOs. But honestly speaking, it is very difficult to find one. It's very unclear situations here as well. Yeah, I do understand the like reason why NGOs are not able to share the fact. because if we hide some fact, the donors will be pleased. Thanks to your donation, we can do this and everyone gets happy. That can be the very beautiful story with the one photo or like that as a report. That is a very beautiful story. That means we are able to get some donations in continuous manner. So sometimes for those NGOs, it is kind of difficult to share the fact. Of course, in the social work side, like on ground basis, we are not able to conduct 100% as we planned. So there are many issues. Otherwise, we don't have to do anything. There are issues. So even though we make the perfect plans, we cannot implement in 100%. Right. So this fact, as an NGO, as a social worker, as a CEO of Musubite, I feel like I have my own responsibility to share this. And this makes the world telling the fact, and according to the fact, we can decide which NGO to support, which NGO to donate. So this shall be here. So this is the third mission, to make purpose true and make vision true. And we have 4 values. First is purpose oriented. And there are many things we have to decide day by day, of course. But basically, we are making decisions according to vision and mission, how exactly we are able to achieve them. Depending on this, we are making a decision what we shall do, what we shall not do. There are many things we shall not do. Obviously, time is limited, money is limited, and sometimes bad impact can be there by just doing something, by just attacking to the for example, by just giving something for free, that sometimes make people lazy. Or sometimes the business will decrease because the things are free. No one will pay for that or other services. Right. So the service provider will lose their businesses. So then they're economically down there by donating some things for free. So we shall not do this. So this happens, even though we have the conscience. That happens. So we do make this purpose-oriented as a first value. We shall prioritize. And the second is cosmopolitanism. Of course, I am Japanese and I'm in India, but I don't care about the nation. The nation is just a category for me. I care about the situation. Wherever the situation, there's a person who has to give up their own efforts due to external reasons. And if there's anything I can do to give opportunities for those people, I will be there, I'm visiting there, and I'm working. And the third part is co-work. As NGO, we don't have to fight with anyone. We don't have to compete with anyone. We can work together under the same purpose. That must be here, right? And the positiveness, as I told that on the ground side, there are many issues are coming, almost everyday things. But, and of course, including me, social workers, NGO leaders, sometimes get mental disorder, depression, anxiety. We can feel that by facing issues on ground basis. But if we stop our activity by our mental disorder or whatever, the issue will remain, right? So the value is that we should accept the fact with the mindset of not the negative. Whatever it happens, it happens. We should accept it and think about how we are able to solve the issues. So this is the fourth value. Okay. So this is the basically like our policy, we can say, how we conduct as a Musubite Foundation. Okay. So from now, let me explain about the like activity-wise report. First is the Indian underprivileged side. First activity is basic educational activities. We are providing these opportunities. Like unfortunately, there are many villages. There are no schools, or even there's a schools. Sometimes teachers are not coming. In the fact, and even though teachers are coming, no education. Like for example, whenever I visit the new village, I'm asking to the like 10 to 12 years or children, like what is the 3+4? Of course, if children get education, everyone can answer right. Just a 3+4. Or like very basic reading, I'm asking to read. But unfortunately, it's very like common that no one can do that in some villages. So that means there is no education in that village. So we are finding some teachers. It is very difficult to find a teacher, but we try to find teacher, and after finding he or she, we are giving some fee for teaching, and we are providing textbooks, notebooks, and pens for free, and so that children are able to start education, take education. Of course, you may have like a doubt, what can be done just by basic education? Like from the, like I'm Japanese, so let me explain about the Japanese expectation. Like from Japanese side, we can think like, is it leading to the higher education and better income? It may take 2 generations, 3 generations, not maybe not this generation. It is totally far away from that. Even though like college graduated people are not able to, and sometimes not able to get proper job because too many populations. But the reason why we are giving this educational opportunity and enhancing the literacy rate is that to give the capability to prevent from whatever the wrong things happen, like fraud, rape, discrimination, drug usage, alcohol too much. These things are happening in here, so in this world. So we should stop, but we cannot stop at the same time for all. So by giving this education and by giving capability of reading, writing, getting information from the outside, they're gradually they are able, actually we are able to think about what is good, what is bad, and if the some criminal happens, to whom we shall tell, or like what can be the proper manner to be handled. What is the corruption? How we are able to behave against that? And what can be the problem? This information is only got after getting literacy. Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to understand what is right, what is wrong, other things by not reading, not understanding. Even though there's a smartphone, but it's very difficult for us to utilize smartphone without literacy, right? So that is the background. We are providing basic education. And at the same time, like we are giving children magazines. We can say newspaper or magazine, whatever, but like kind of children magazine only. Not, of course, like we are not the publishment company, so we cannot do newspaper business. We are just providing children magazine for free. And we're making some contents like current affairs and culture, art, and moral stories so that they can learn from that. And but the most important thing what we are telling by this children magazine is that the value of education. By getting the ability to read and write, they are able to get information. So to tell this truth, we started this children magazine. Okay. And of course, the paper shall not be trash. Actually, trash garbage program is very huge here in India. So we shall not increase that. So we are collecting these papers back. And for mothers, we are providing opportunity like vocational training as well as job creation, job opportunities for them. So block print is a very traditional, famous Indian, how to say, like style of designing. So like this way, stamping with ink. As you can see this photo, like it's very bright and very beautiful colors and beautiful like designs we can make. And we are asking mothers to make envelope, and we are selling this envelope with messaging card in India. We just started very recently, and we are trying to expand to sell this as a charity goods in Japan or wherever in the world if there is opportunity. Okay. So the point is that even people don't have literacy, like basically it is very hard for us to find mothers of who are able to read and write. This can be done. So this can lead to women empowerment, right? So we are doing. And also we are conducting like mushroom cultivation support for the families. Like there are some restrictions, conditions where females are not allowed to work outside of the society, even like sometimes outside of the house. But this mushroom cultivation can be done inside the house without high skill and profitable, of course. So we are telling the fact that mushroom cultivation is here in the world, and we are able to support procurement and the selling part, and they are able to get the profit by working itself. Right. So this is another activity of women empowerment. Okay. And the last thing we are doing for female empowerment, women empowerment is that the online English conversation. So even like unprivileged areas, like in good education can be there in some parts here in India. We are able to find mothers who are able to speak in English very fluently. So, but at the same time, like for some other countries people, they want to understand the situation in India, but it's very difficult to get connection with rural part of people in rural area, right? Like they're able to exchange their lifestyles or cultures or something after getting trust, of course, that we are able to communicate, like do conversation about issues as well. So we're providing this opportunity for the other countries, people like Japan, and Japanese shall pay some amount, and we are paying fee for these matters in India. This can be the vocational training, like Zoom usage, Google Calendar usage. These two things can be done like 7 hours, 8 hour things. But after that, they come to utilize laptops and properly. Okay. Yeah. So these things, what we are doing on ground basis in India. And from now, I'll explain about my our co-work with other NGOs in India. Obviously, there are many NGOs in India, and we are getting like collaborating, getting as a partner and working together to share information, knowledge. Sometimes we support fundraising for them and communications and everything. Whatever I can do, whatever they can do, we are sitting together and discussing together and sharing whatever we can do each other. So that like we can support in like physically, I mean like in the exact manner as well as the mental support with each other. Right. And thanks to many Indian friends, we are getting in touch with more than 25 organizations across India, like not only Bihar, not only Rajasthan, Delhi NCR, West Bengal, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and other areas as well. Okay. So this is the reason why I chose NGO, not the private limited company. Of course, to some extent, private limited company can get collaboration, but not much as NPOs. NPOs, like if we can share our purpose, and if we think that we are able to get trust to each other, that means we are able to share whatever we have, and we can work together. Many cases we are sharing every single knowledge together and working together. Okay. And also that I'm collaborating with Japanese educational institutions through international educational activities. Like these days, you may know that Japan is a very closed country, like as an island, but like in educational side, like they try to provide some international exposure or like quest activities they try to conduct in the schools. Other like Japanese who chose to come here and working on ground basis and utilizing my entire life here. Like I have some things I can tell to the juniors in Japan. So I'm doing some lectures in some case as photo shows and supporting their quest activity as a mentor or like sometimes as an academist. I'm supporting them to think about how to solve the issues, whatever they have interest. That can be like future future hope, we can say, for the society. Even from the high school era, they start to think about solving other issues with their interest as well, not just sacrificing their life, of course. They are both their interest as well as solving the other issues. So this is the one topic, important part of our activities. And we are getting some volunteers or interns, we are working together thanks to this activity. Okay. And so sorry, it shall be the very small figures we can say. And at the same time, this is only the part of our financial situation. Part means the only the Japanese entity, the part. So you cannot think like this is the full information of our financial statement. Okay, this is the assumption. But basically in Japan, as a total ordinary income was around 6 million, like less around 7 million Japanese yen. And the expense that what we utilize most like 90% we utilize on ground activity in India, especially for teacher fee and the textbook, notebook, and all. Like this comes to around 6.5 million Japanese yen. Okay. And this is balance sheet, BS. And in NPO in Japan, it's very simple. This is very like how to say. Maybe you feel that you cannot find any information from them, but this is a formality in like non-profit organization in Japan in some case. So this is like this like 1.6 million Japanese yen as a total liabilities and net assets. So, okay, I can upload this documents presentation on website, so you can check whatever you want to check, and of course you can ask whatever you have in doubt, opinions, comments, whatever. Okay, yeah. So the future outlook already started the financial year. Of course, this is June, so already 2 months passed. So we have 3 pillars for this financial year 2024 to 2025. First is expansion of opportunity for basic education. Obviously, we do understand that the children cannot wait. Children's future is now. I mean, like if we miss today, we miss this month, we miss this year, it means a lot for child, right? If you have your children, you shall understand, right? Like today is very important. This month is very important for their growth. So at the same time, thanks to my co-workers in India, there are many social workers, friends in India, and I'm working with them. These days, every single time I visit the place, they told me that I found new village, there may be zero education. So thanks to those information, we are visiting together and observing. And if there's zero education, we are trying to find the teacher and start the education if the village people are fine. So this is expanding. No time to wait. So expanding. Almost every month, 2 to 3 villages, we are starting new educational area. And the second is expansion of activities to support women's independence, like women empowerment. As obviously we were born from the female, right? But actually this part, I don't understand why some people discriminate just as like gender things, just on the gender thing. Totally this part, I cannot accept this discrimination. And still, I don't understand why this happens. Just the male and the female, whatever the gender, why we discriminate, why we look down on. I totally from my heart, from my mind or whatever, I cannot understand why why human beings are doing this. Of course, we all know, we all understand that this is bad, discriminating, looking down, just by gender, but it happens. So I'm angry as an individual. I'm really angry about this situation. So I cannot ignore this. So that's one of the reasons why we are focusing this activity, women empowerment. Okay. And the third part, expansion of fundraising activities. Obviously, to expand these two pillars, educational activities and women empowerment, we need the fund. Otherwise, we cannot continue, we cannot expand basic educational activities, obviously. Obviously, we need the fund. I am doing my business. At the same time, I am doing this social work. But unfortunately, there's a limit. So I need your help. I need your support by donation or CSR or whatever you can do. I want to give opportunities together with you. Not just as a donor, but as a co-workers, I want to work with you. Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this video or joining this activity report session today. And if you want to join us or donate us, support us, whatever, please get in touch with me. Okay. Thank you so much for today. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna stop this live streaming. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.